Hey everyone, it's Jim Cohn. It is April, the day after my kids' spring break, actually, and it's snowing outside, and I'm not happy about it. I've been thinking a lot about spring and trying to send out any and all influential vibes to encourage the universe to bring it on, and it isn't working. Folks, episode 12 of Circle of Willis is almost here, and when it gets here, I'll be talking with Jay Van Bavel about the effect of moralizing language on political debates, how scientists use social media, and what happens when you get hit in the face with a hockey puck. But for now, here's a quick preview.
We analyzed Twitter data,
Yeah.
and it's my first ever big data project.
Oh, yeah.
And we were looking at whether moral language is more likely to go viral.
Moral language? What's moral language?
So, we used databases that exist of different moral words. So, the word hate.
Words. Like hate is a moral word?
Yeah. Well, it's moralized.
Because it's a moral judgment.
It's moralized.
Yeah.
So it's morally negative.
I see.
Virtue would be a morally positive word.
Okay.
And it turns out, in particular, moral emotions, if you have them in your tweets, this is a bit of advice for you, Jim. When you get back on Twitter.
Oh, shit.
Every moral emotional
Twitter
word you have
world
increases the probability that your message will get retweeted by about 20%.
20%?
Yeah.
That's a bad thing. Don't you think that's a bad thing?
So here's why it's bad.
Tell us why it's bad.
Okay, the reason why it's bad is part of the paper is that what ends up happening is if you plot, we have this way of inferring people's political belief system based on who they follow and who follows them, developed by political scientists. And if you plot all the retweet networks, there's two giant clusters, and it turns out it's liberals and conservatives. And if you tweet moral language, it only gets shared within your ideological cluster.
So it gets retweeted a bunch within your group.
Yeah, so you have like an echo chamber effect, really, which is liberals. The moment you start using moral language, it only gets shared by people who are like-minded. The problem is that then that creates like group cohesion and clustering and polarization. If you don't use moral language, it's just as likely to get shared by people from the left and from the right. And so,
but it won't get shared as much.
It won't get shared as much, yeah. So it's a trade-off.
Oh, Jesus.
If you want something to go viral, you got to talk to your in-group. I mean, these were, in fairness, political topics like same-sex marriage, climate change, gun control.
Which, these things come up on Twitter.
Yeah,
right?
Occasionally. I was thinking about the replication crisis being a case where I bet if we plotted the moralized language there, you might end up with two clusters as well.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night. That whole the whole infusion of moralized language into that whole debate drives me up the wall.
Yeah. Well, it means that moral language, there's research on this that came out recently that it's a signal. It's a signal to you're using moral language on a topic. It's a signal that you're a good group member.
That you're a good group member.
But what it does is it can actually lead people with the intent of signaling they're a good group member, can actually make them take more extreme stances than they actually believe in.
Right. So that's, I don't even know if we characterize that from the perspective of the group itself as a trade-off. Right, because you're whipping up the group into groupishness.
Yeah,
right?
I love the word whip. I mean, that makes it like that's what you call the person for a political party who lines everybody up for a vote.
Yeah.
Right?
How
It's
about
like
that?
they go around twisting arms and bending people behind the scenes and making sure they follow
using
the party
moralistic
line.
language.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Or we will make sure that you don't get reelected in your district.
Do you think that the risk there is that by sort of whipping up your group into getting your in-group in line, that very process can put your group at risk for being less influential out in competing with other groups?
Potentially, if people start to react against you because they feel like you're pushing forth a group interest, or if they see you as an out-group, they might react against what you're saying, even if it's a legitimately reasonable claim.
Okay, that's all the preview you are going to get. Look for episode 12 for the rest of my conversation with Jay Van Bavel. And thanks to my friend Hal Movius for composing and performing this little tune we've got playing right here in the background. Thanks, Hallam. Bye-bye.